ultimate is the NBA, and Cleveland Cavaliers has beaten Indiana Pacers in a grueling encounter, 127 points to 117 points. Donovan Mitchell was prominent in that fixture. He scored as many as 35 points, including 27 in the very first half of the encounter. Kingsley, Cleveland Cavaliers can do no wrong with Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, of course. It was a very impressive one, for them in that encounter, putting up that 35 points. I think was a very impressive one for Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they've been doing so well, if you ask me, and they look as if they are going to dominate down to the very end of this particular one. Mitchell was very fantastic. A total of 35 points in that game, and also Garland was also in the party in that one there with 24 points. And with both players coming up with such numbers, the Cavaliers, of course, were able to dominate in that one. Good one for them. I think the momentum has been so high this season for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
The Hawks from Atlanta were everywhere in the sun against Phoenix because they scored 22 points against Phoenix Suns 117 points. Trae Young, 43 points, and that is massive by any standard.
Massive, 43 points you see for a player, in such an encounter. 132 to 117 was a very impressive one, if you ask me, of course, for the Hawks. I think Hawks are also one of the sides that have been so fantastic as well. This side, on a very good day, you see them coming up, with impressive numbers, as a stand. And Trae Young was the man of the moment, last night. 43 points doesn't really come easy. And for me, it was a very impressive outing for them.
Impressive is the scoreline between Milwaukee Bucks and Sacramento Kings. 130 for Milwaukee Bucks, while the Kings from Sacramento scored 115 points. And trust DeMar DeRozan, he scored as many points as possible in double digits for a side Milwaukee Bucks.
Impressive one, of course. Milwaukee Bucks, they are also one side as well that have also showed that more strength, so far this season. And for me, I think was really an impressive outing for them against the Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings, they've just been up and down. We've not really seen that much, stability from them, as it stands. Today they win, tomorrow they tend, not to get the needed result. But for the Bucks, I think we've seen a little bit of stability going forward in their games.
What's happening to Philadelphia 76ers? It's looking like a very difficult season, I must say. They lost last night to the Thunders from Oklahoma, 118 points to 112 points.
It's so sad. The Philadelphia 76ers, I tell you, they've been struggling since the season got started. I don't really know what actually went wrong. They've been so abysmal. If you take a look at it. Some players, of course, that have really...
We understand about 8 of the top players, Joe Embiid and the coach, Tracy Max, George, were all missing in this encounter.
Yeah, we're all missing in that game, and some, of course, are due to injuries, and all of that. If you take a look at that game yesterday, there was no really, there was not much, big names, in the team, for them in that. Apart from, Edward, who was also very instrumental for them.
Edward scored a double-digit figures.
Yeah, had about 25 points, in that game. But the rest, of course, you say were not that, fantastic, in that encounter. I think for the Philadelphia, injuries has been also their problem, and some of the players not also living up to expectation this time. I think it really is really a struggling season for the Philadelphians.
Well, while Philadelphia is struggling, New Orleans Pelicans secured a 119 to 113 point win over Chicago Bulls. Murphy led the Pelicans with as many as 32 points there. New Orleans Pelicans, I think, seem to be faring well this season.
Yeah, of course. I think for me, they're also one side that are also looking forward to, have that impressive performance so far this season. And from what we're seeing, I think some of their players also had that impressive fashion last night. Murphy, just like you mentioned, put up about 32 points in that game, and Williamson came up with 21 points. And of course, that helped them to get past the Chicago Bulls in that encounter. I think for me, it's a good one for them. We'll just hope they maintain this momentum going forward.
Let's hope.